Peace. Infinite waters diving deep once again. We're out here. We're in nature, baby. Woo! Breathing in that good ass prana. What happened to you? How to stop your heartbreak, your heartache, because apparently you don't even want to go outside your house. And we ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello? That's why you don't want to go out. Okay, I got a great question. Someone asked, how can they get over their heartbreak? Is that happening to you right now? Maybe you were in a relationship, it ended really badly on a really bad note. Ouch. Don't worry about it. Even the cat down the road says, don't worry about it. Now, when you are in a relationship, 3 things can happen. You either stay in the relationship, you become friends after the relationship, or both of you never talk to each other again. Oh my gosh. And now you are heartbroken. Your heart is aching. I'm going to share with you what helped me along my journey, because many people who have heartbreak or heartache, it's very hard for them to even open up to anybody else. It takes a long time to get over. Has this ever happened to me? Is what you're probably wondering. Yes, it has. But I learned a lot and I got over it. And it happened when I was very young. I was probably like 17. Okay, I was in love. I thought I was in love anyway. And when that relationship ended, I thought my life had ended. Okay? Because I had associated that relationship with my life. Slow motion this side. This is sexology. Water, fire, hot, cold, yin, yang. I'm going to go through 10 epic ways that's helped me throughout my journey. Okay? I talk about the Coca-Cola relationship. That is the relationship the majority of people on planet Earth are in. That is the very toxic relationship. Oh my gosh. I'm just kidding. Most people are now moving towards a water relationship on the planet, which is the most healing, rejuvenating, vibrant relationship in existence. Very fluid. Now, a lot of heartbreak comes from the Coca-Cola relationship, the toxic relationship. Why? Because in a very toxic relationship, you feel it a lot harder. Okay, once it ends, you start saying, gosh, I didn't appreciate this person. I didn't treat them like I was supposed to treat them. Okay, so then you really feel it. In a water relationship, even if it ends, most people become friends after. Right? Has that happened to you? Like you go out with your new boyfriend or girlfriend and then your ex is sitting with you on the table and you're all eating and talking like nothing even happened. And you're like, cool. That's a great sign of a great relationship, right? Because you can both be mature about it and say, I've moved on, you've moved on, but I wish you the best. Unfortunately, it doesn't always go that way. So let's start with this. Now, what helped me along my journey was to realize that all is frequency. Okay? You can tune into frequencies that help you or harm you. Once you tune into frequencies that help you, your life will change for the better. No slow motion. Nearly. Okay, so I started to realize even saying heartbreak won't serve you. Okay, because studies have shown that it actually affects your heart by just saying, I'm heartbroken. Okay, as a psychologist, I've looked at so many studies showing how people have actually died from a broken heart. Okay, they have cardiovascular issues just from a relationship ending badly. A lot of anxiety. Okay, so it actually affects us on a biological level, on a neurological level as well, right? So you have to realize you've got to be very careful with the words you use. I always tell people, I inspire millions of people. What do I tell them? I say, instead of heartbreak, go to heart joy. Let me explain. Let's just say you're dancing along with someone in a relationship, and all of a sudden, the music stops. Okay, that's very awkward right now. Now, your heart is broken? No, it's not. It's aching? Yes, it is. Okay. Now, what are you gonna do? Okay. You can either dwell on the moment, or you can move on and look for another DJ to play a better song. Okay. And then heart joy, the reason why it's associated to the water relationship is because it's all about appreciation, gratitude, celebrating the best of the relationship. Okay, heartache and heartbreak is when you are focusing on the worst of the relationship. And it goes into another way. Let's talk about number 2. We won't number them because that's just boring, right? Of how to stop your heartbreak, heartache, okay? Stop blaming yourself for the shoulda happened, coulda happened, woulda happened, never happened. It didn't happen, did it? Don't worry about it, right? That was me along my journey. I was like thinking of scenarios. It should have happened this way. It could have happened that way. It would have happened. No, it never happened. Okay, deal with it. Go and eat some strawberries and deal with it, right? No. Honestly, you have to go through that healing process. It's okay to cry your eyes out. It's okay to feel and say, actually, yeah, this person really touched me. Nobody ever again is going to make me pineapple juice that good with some acai on top, right? It's just not going to happen. You are never going to find a person exactly like that. So it's okay to go through that whole grieving process because, yeah, you should be grieving. But you got to have a bit of humor, right? Along my journey, when relationships didn't work out, I was always humorous about it. And when they did, I was still humorous. You got to have a sense of humor. If you take yourself too seriously, your heartbreak is even going to get worse, right? So start to laugh at yourself and the other person. Just think of the time they were wearing those strange socks. You know the ones, right? So accept it. Ego never wants to accept. Ego always wants to control. Heart always accepts. It always surrenders. Double slow motion. Right? So, once again, your ego is always trying to control the direction of love. Love is the uncontrollable. It can't be contained. So you have to accept, this is what helped me along my journey, whatever's happened. Okay, the universe is always working. It's always working in your favor. It knows best. Now let's talk about the 7-day vegan challenge. What helped me along my journey was to realize this, that if you are going through a lot of heartbreak, a lot of times people abuse they abuse food during that process. Like you're probably abusing food right now. You're overeating, you're overindulging, right? And that's what you don't want to do. Okay, because that will make it even worse. This is the time when sometimes you want to go and treat yourself, go and eat a beautiful meal, right? Go to the farmer's market, buy some fresh kale, and go and make yourself a delicious salad just to get right, get your energy right. Alkaline up, baby. pH 10 up with the water. Okay, this is the time you want to really be taking care of yourself food-wise more than ever. Okay, because if you are eating foods which are very similar vibration of your heartbreak, chances are they're going to be full of GMOs, artificial junk, right? So this is the time where you want to be eating a lot of strawberries, blueberries, and mangoes, okay? And realize this, that I realized I thought it was a bad thing, okay? Then I realized I've been a vegan for over 12 years. My partner at the time, 12 years ago, she wasn't a vegan, and our relationship was coming to an end because of what we were eating. In actuality, it turned out to be the best thing in the world, right? Because I realized, look, I'm a vegan. I need a vegan as well. I need someone that cares about animals too, right? And that's what led me to a better relationship. Okay, so sometimes you think it's bad, actually, it could be a blessing in disguise. Slow motion this side. Right? Number 4. Goes on to number 4. What you think is bad, a bad ending, could be the most beautiful beginning, right? No relationship is ever a waste of time if it didn't give you what you want. It definitely taught you what you definitely don't want, right? A lot of people are shaking their heads like, yeah, you've probably been in some really bad relationships, bad circumstances, right? We've all been there. And what's helped me is to realize it's never been a waste of time. You've learned from every single relationship. You've become wiser, or maybe not, okay? But you learn more about yourself with someone else, okay? All relationships are mirrors reflecting back to us our brightest light or our darkest shadow. So no relationship is ever a waste of time. You learn more about yourself during that process more than ever, okay? That's why relationships are beautiful, but at the same time, difficult if you don't learn the lessons, right? So just think of how much you've learned, okay, from this experience, how it's changed you. Let's talk about number 5. Over 12 years ago, what helped me get over a little bit of heartbreak was to realize this, that those beautiful leaves just massaging my face, right? Saying, don't worry about it, Ralph. It was 12 years ago. Was this. It allowed me to look at myself for the first time. Because a lot of us, we think we're saints, we're so perfect. No, right? Certain times, the reason why the relationship ended was for a reason. It could be, it's a sign that you have to work on yourself even more. But a great way to flip this around is to say, okay, for the next one, for my next relationship, I'm gonna come even better. Oh yeah, I've got even more love to give that person. Oh yeah, we're gonna have even more fun. Oh yeah, because that last person I was with, you know the one, yeah, I just mistreated them, didn't appreciate them, and that's why I'm all by myself. Don't worry about it, right? Actually, you treated them pretty good. It just didn't work out. You got to accept that sometimes, just sometimes, relationships don't work. And it's nothing personal. It's just what we call the sympathetic vibration is off. Sympathetic vibration is when two frequencies are vibrating, they're moving towards each other. The vibrations of the heart space are moving towards each other, okay? Now, it's not personal. It just means that the shoe doesn't fit. There is someone waiting for you, okay? And it's gonna be a perfect fit, okay? So just use that time to work on yourself, right? There's a reason why the relationship didn't go the way you want. And in the end, it's gonna work out better for both of you. You gotta have a better perspective, right? A bigger perspective on how this whole thing is gonna play out. Time, this is number 6, right? Time is the greatest healer. Time doesn't exist, Ralph, correct, but cycles do. So just think of every summer, right? It's gonna get a lot easier. Sometimes you need to go through that crying period every single day, not coming out of your room. You need to go through that, okay? But after, like, in 5 summers' time, maybe 1 actually, right? You're gonna be on the beach just smiling like you've gone through that whole process, okay? Time, man-made time also reveals, or let's just say cycles, right? Universal cycles, reveals people's true colors. Like I always tell this to people, like my good friends, like how can people who were romantically involved all of a sudden saying, I love you, not talk to each other ever again? Not talk to each other ever again. Not talk to each other ever again. Don't you think that's a bit strange, right? Because it wasn't true in the first place. No, it wasn't. That's what we call ego-based love, Coca-Cola relationship, which is based on terms and conditions. We'll come to that later in another video. I'll do a whole video on the Coca-Cola relationship. Now, where were we? Terms and conditions, right? Time reveals people's true colors. Certain people are only with us in a relationship because they want something back. They'll only love you if you stop looking at this person, if you stop doing this, right? So sometimes you shouldn't even be crying. You should be celebrating, baby. Yeah! Okay? You don't want to do that, right? Sometimes what you think is a loss could be an actual gain, baby. What you think is a curse, it could be an actual blessing. You got to find the blessing in every situation. Right? But time is the greatest healer, and time reveals people's true colors. I talk of the water relationship. I talk about how two people, if they are in the water relationship and for whatever reason they begin to drift apart, they will still be friends. That is the sign of true love, true compassion, and true maturity. True maturity, right? But you get those relationships which are like, I'm never going to talk to you again because it didn't work out. Well, once again, you're caught up in the ego, okay? Because you're like, I can't see you with someone else. Once again, ego. We'll come to that later. Let's talk about it. The greatest relationship you can ever have is with yourself. Slow motion this side. That's number 7, by the way. Instead of looking for your soulmate, start looking for your soul, mate. That's what I had to learn along my journey. I've been helping millions of people become their greatest versions for years, for a long time. And I made videos on self-love years ago. Love yourself 100%. Why is this so important when you are going through your heartbreak or heartache? Because if you don't love yourself, it's going to be a lot harder. The people who get over a heartbreak, a relationship that didn't go right, okay, maybe both of you separated, they love themselves. They say, okay, yes, this person was beautiful, they were wonderful, but when I love myself, I heal myself in the process. When you don't love yourself, you are hurting yourself, okay? So you got to learn that the greatest relationship begins with yourself. Other people add to it, right? They add to your life experience, but you got to start learning how to cultivate your own self-love. That's what will help you get out of this situation and make it more harmonious, right? What's number 8? Don't just judge one person. Don't just say, okay, this one person represents all other people I'm ever going to meet in my entire life. It just is not going to happen like that. Okay? I get over 1,000 questions every single day, probably more. A lot of women write in, a lot of men write in, a lot of cat down the roads, right? Write in, right? They say, I met this person, Ralph. I say, what happened? Say, I was with him, Ralph. I say, okay. And it didn't go so well. So every other guy is an asshole. Oh my days, right? Every other woman, Ralph, is like this. I say, how can you be so quick to judge other people just based on one experience? Slow motion this side. For goodness sakes, give us a chance. So I started to learn along my journey that everybody you meet is different, okay? Just because it didn't work out here, it doesn't mean it's not going to work out there. It's that simple. New experiences everywhere. Let's talk about it, number 9, right? New experiences everywhere. And that's what I've learned along my journey, okay? That we often feel we will never meet that person again. And guess what? You're right. Oh my gosh, you are so right. You're never ever going to see that kind of person again because they are unique. That's why you have to pay them homage to say, thank you for what you've taught me. I will never ever meet someone like you, because people are so unique and weird and different that a lot of people try and look for the same person in another person and they just don't find it. That's why your heartbreak may go on even longer. Except you're not going to find that same person. What you will find, though, is a totally different, unique person that you can come to love, and they can come to love you. Okay? So you have to start to realize that new experiences, a lot of different fishes in the ocean, right? That's a good thing, right? So just realize that, okay? The possibilities are endless once you stop living in a belief of limitation and open up to a mindset of expansiveness. Your heartbreak is now turning into heart joy, isn't it? Isn't it? Oh my gosh, look at you right now, smiling and stuff, right? What else? What helped me along my journey? Turn heartbreak into heart joy. Now, let's face it, a lot of us, we don't realize how much there is to be grateful for, right? In every single situation. That's why a lot of us have a lot of heartbreak, because we are ungrateful. We are ungrateful because we don't realize that there is no end, right? We think there is an end, right? Actually, that's why we are ungrateful, right? We think there is an end. That's why we are ungrateful. There is no end. Let me repeat that. There is no end. You can still be friends, but once again, you need to go to the water relationship. Coca-Cola relationships, you're definitely not friends afterwards. Don't even try. There is no end. Who said it was over but the ego? You know how many people break up next summer? They are back together because they moved back into their heart space and realized how much they loved each other. I got people writing to me all the time. Yeah, I separated from my boyfriend like 3 years ago. Next thing you know, they're getting married. What happened? Nobody knows, right? Who said it was over? Right? So the more you tap into the appreciation frequency, you start to realize, you start to laugh and say, it's not over. We can still be friends. We can still hang out. And if there is a need to get back together, we will. Okay? So there you have it. Have a beautiful day. We're just breathing in that good ass prana as usual. Enjoy yourself, baby. Feels so good to be alive, baby. Can I get a hello? Infinite waters, diving deep once again. Stay well. Stay healthy. You.